I asked the School Boards Association and the State Teachers Union to get together and to agree on a one-year pay freeze. That if teachers across the entire state of New Jersey, led by their unions, would agree to a one-year freeze in pay and contribute 1.5% of their salary to their health benefit costs, that the $820 million in state aid that we had to cut this year because of the $1 billion reduction in federal aid to education that we got in New Jersey would be wiped out almost entirely. I want to believe the teachers union when they put all those commercials on TV and say, it's about the kids. Well, here's the test. See, it's easy to say it's about the kids when people are showering 4% and 5% raises on you every year. It's easy to say it's about the kids when you're getting 100% of your medical benefits paid for by the public, as is happening here in Ramsey and all over the state for the teachers union. When you're getting everything you want, it's easy to say it's for the kids. Now we've reached a moment where the till is empty. And we have to see, what are they going to do? Are they going to say, no, we want our raises, we want our health benefits fully paid for? And to hell with our colleagues who will get laid off. And forget the children who will lose the services that are provided by those colleagues who are laid off. Forget about the programs that might need to be cut. Because it's not about the kids, it's about us. Well, they had their chance to give an answer, and we got it loud and clear yesterday, of course, with the teachers union. What did they say? They said, raise taxes, Governor, to pay for us. The same message they've given to every governor for the last 30 years. They said, raise taxes. They've said it to every governor, from Brendan Byrne forward. And because they are the $130 million bully of State Street, governors and legislators have caved to their arguments. Well, I'm not going to. We're not going to raise taxes on the people of the state of New Jersey anymore. And so the real question now is, who's for the kids? Who's for the kids? And who's for their raises? Who's for the kids? And who's for their free health benefits? Who's willing to make shared sacrifice? And who's willing to say, let everybody else sacrifice? I'm going to keep my little bit right here. Because the public needs to understand that that's what this battle is over now. It's not about individual teachers in the classroom, believe me. Those teachers are smart enough to understand what's going on. They know it. In fact, we had a group of teachers in Somerset County that wanted to come back and renegotiate their contract to a freeze. And the county education association in Somerset County told them, no, you're not allowed. So it puts a lie to the NJEA statement yesterday that, oh, they're just a loose confederation of local associations that they only give advice and counsel to. Believe me, the instructions are coming down from the central office at the Palace on State Street. Let me ask you a question. $130 million in dues every year. What are they doing with the money? Officers of the NJEA who no longer teach yet are accumulating a pension. Officers of the NJEA who no longer teach but were paying for their health benefits. Teachers who crowded the Statehouse on Monday to try to intimidate public officials like Assemblyman Schroeder and Assemblywoman Vandervalk into not voting for pension and benefit reform. And when one teacher was asked, what are you doing here today? It's a Monday in the school year. She said, oh, we got a substitute. I left a plan. It's not like they're watching videos or something. Not like they're watching videos or something. I thought that was a really interesting part of the quote. That contraction there. They didn't say the kids then, did they? Nah, they only used the words the kids when they want to evoke emotional response from you, which will get you to open your wallet and pay them. when they're talking about protesting and fighting in Trenton, then it's there. They're not watching videos or something. I thought it was an interesting part of the quote. Language matters, ladies and gentlemen. Language is a window into attitude. And this isn't about the kids. So let's dispense with that portion of the argument. And I have heard these stories over the last week, over and over again, from all over New Jersey, about teachers standing in the front of classrooms and lying about and excoriating the governor and the lieutenant governor. And it is another indication of the bully intimidation tactics of this union. They will stop at nothing, to protect their $130 million a year empire. And you notice how the unions reacted when I brought up their dues? You had like the head of the firemen's union calling me all kinds of names and saying all kinds of inappropriate things because I dared to bring up their dues. Their dues, by the way, which are paid for with public money. I'd like to know what the NJEA is spending $130 million on a year. I'd like them, if they think that they're really serving the public, to open their books. Open their books to scrutiny. What are they spending the money on? $730 a year for their full-time members, 185,000 full-time members. Do the math. And they don't even have to collect it. Because of our legislature, passed, I got to work with these people. We collect it for them. We take it directly out of teachers' paychecks and direct deposit it to the monstrosity on State Street. Now, if they really care about transparency and openness and it's for the children, then open your books. Open your books and let the public see what you spend this money on. You're unwilling to take a pay freeze, yet you're collecting $130 million a year in public money. You're unwilling to take a pay freeze, yet your increases, like here in Ramsey, are 4 times the rate of inflation. You're unwilling to take a pay freeze, yet he is increasing the deductibles of himself and his employees, paying 70% increases over the last 2 years in his health insurance. And what are the teachers getting? The greatest health insurance plan in New Jersey for nothing. They're not making any sacrifice at all. And the fact of the matter is, for the first time, leaders of the state are calling them out. For the first time, we're shining a light on what they do. You know why they don't like me talking about their dues? Because nobody knows about it. Now the public is sitting there saying to themselves, let me see. They don't want to pay 1.5% for their health benefits, which for the average teacher who makes $50,000 a year is $750. How about they waive their fees and their dues for a year at $730 so that their teachers will feel no net loss out of their pocket for paying 1.5%. Waive your dues for the year. I think you can make do with the $130 million you collected last year. Waive your dues for the year. And that way, the average teacher who pays 1.5% will see no loss out of their pocket. So now let's see. We've already determined it's not about the kids. And if they're unwilling to do that, then it's not about their members either. It is about the people sitting in that palace on State Street who want to continue to come across the street like they did on Monday and try to bully people into giving them everything they want. Well, you know what? They've got a governor and a lieutenant governor sitting in the front office now who aren't going to put up with it. Now, I don't know how you define fairness. But let's start to get the list together. $130 million in dues, no transparency on how they spend the money, free health benefits, increases at 4 times the rate of inflation, and when this state's in the worst fiscal crisis we've ever been in, and we say, would you please stand up and contribute and help so that our taxpayers who are having their homes foreclosed on don't have to have higher property taxes? You know what they say? Forget it. We want ours. Now, I will tell you something. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, and every citizen in this state should be standing up and saying, that's wrong. That's wrong for us to pay for that.